Power 104.1, the source, Memphis #1, Southern Soul and R&B station. This is your main man, Tate Jones on the microphone. Say it with me now. Tate Jones on the microphone. And I want to welcome everybody out to this Sunday afternoon right here on the Tate Jones Show. So make sure you go tell a friend to tell another friend that Tate Jones is on the microphone. And I'm so excited about the guest that we have today. We have the one and the only, the living legend right here in Memphis, Memphis on. I'm talking about Mr. Stacey Merino. Now, we get ready to take care of a couple of commercial breaks, but when we come back, we have the man himself, Stacey Merino. Power 104.1, the source, Memphis #1, Southern Soul and R&B station. Ladies and gentlemen, without any other further ado, can you please put a warm applause together for Mr. Stacey Merino?
There it is. Look out. Oh, yeah.
How you doing today, Stacey?
Oh, I'm doing 100. I'm doing 100. How you doing, Mr.
I am supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. That's how I'm feeling today. Man, I am telling you, I am so excited to have you in the Power Studios. We've been talking for now a little while, going back and forth, but I knew I was going to get you in these studios, man.
Yeah, and I knew I was coming.
Yeah. Man, I tell you what, every time I see you out and about, you be sharp as a tack.
Well,
Man, all the time. You know, they see me on my videos and I have my suits on. Now, this is actually the first time I've done the Tate Jones show and I actually had my suit on. I said, man, I can't come and just let him just outdo me on my show like that. I said, let me put my suit on to show folks, yeah, I'm in the studio, in the Power Studio.
Well, I wanted to make sure, but I said to myself, I said, well, since I was hanging out, since I've been here in Memphis for a couple of days, I said, I'm going to be casual. And you told me, you said, when you come, I know you're going to be sharp. So yeah. I just Dalmatian it all up this morning.
Well, that's all right. That's all right. We really appreciate it, man, because I wanted to bring you in here because I know I'm originally from Jackson, Tennessee, okay. You know, where Denise LaSalle was at the Queen of the Blues and Super Wolf. But I came up here to go to college. And since I've been up here, I've heard that name, Stacey Merino, Stacey Merino. I want to say one of the first time I ever saw you perform was back in the day at Ross and Winchester. I'm talking about at Hot Shots. Do you remember Hot Shots?
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, I remember this. That's Ross and Winchester.
Yeah, I think Big Lot may be over there right now. And of course, I was a photographer back then at the show. And I remember you dancing all the way out the door.
Yeah, I do that. I do whatever it takes to make the people pleasing to the people. You know, and yeah, as I sit here and think about it, woo, you done went back.
I done went back, man.
Yeah, you done went back.
Man, I'm telling you, that was a long time ago. But now let's go back to the beginning. How did you get started? What influenced you to get into this whole music thing?
Well, it started when I was in the 3rd grade over at Georgia Elementary. I'm originally out of South Memphis. And to fast forward it up, and I was doing this contest at 18. I beat everybody. It was called Stairway to the Stars. And fast forward it on up, and I met this guy named David Williams.
Okay.
David was the lead guitarist for Michael Jackson and Madonna.
Oh, wow.
To go back, I met him through Vernon Johnson and John Ford, who was managing me at the time. Then I did the Apollo, came on through, got into some stuff. I had to go away for a little period of time and came back. Then Larry Dotson and James Alexander.
The Barcades, right?
And Bob Winbush, they picked me up. They knew I came back, got myself clean.
Right.
And the rest of it is history, man. I had my first record, Sound Scan, on 99. It's called If You Don't Like My Apples, Shaking My Tree. Why You Keep Shaking My Tree. And it did very well overseas for me. And I just been riding the road with Gerald Levert and Bobby Womack and Willie Hutch. Every person that Bob Winbush would bring to town or bring in a tour, from even John Legend, he would have me as the opening act, man. So You know, it's been good to me. I've been doing it for now professionally about 37 years, but I've been doing it 43 years, starting from the junior high school and elementary school.
Right. So I bet when you was in high school, you used to sing, you probably used to get all the girls, because girls always would like the guys that could sing.
Man, my very first song, when the school teacher, my best friend Lorenzo McKinney said, Stacey can sing. And she said, let me hear you sing. And my very first song, I never forget it, was a record saying, if it don't fit, don't force it, just relax and let it go. And she looked at me, here you is in third grade, talking about if it don't fit, don't
wait on. You said third grade? I thought you said high school. You said third grade.
That was my very first time I was saying, because they was trying to find somebody to do The Greatest Love of All.
Mm-hmm.
And my best friend, he still my best friend today, Lorenzo McKinney, he said, Stacey can sing. She said, come on up in front of the class. And I went to singing If It Don't Fit. She said, oh my God. She went down the hallway and got the principal saying, you got to hear this. And then I met this guy that everybody know as Jay Blackfoot.
Yeah.
And everybody started saying, Jay Blackfoot is daddy because he sounds like Jay Blackfoot. And I patterned myself after that. This guy named Les Wilson with New Birth. So anybody that had that raspy type voice, the Eddie Leverts or anything, and it just went off, man. Numerous awards later, and I'm here on the Tate Jones show.
Man, that's what I'm talking about. I got to tell my little story now. When I was in the third grade, down in Jackson, Tennessee, they were having a talent show. I was a straight A student. I was the teacher's pet. And I remember going to the gym to try out, and I was trying to sing. I was trying to sing "Cool in the Gang" song.
Which one?
What's the name of the song?
Cherish Your Love.
No, it wasn't "Cherish Your Love."
Celebration.
I said, "Ooh, ooh, ooh, dibby. Take My Heart."
Okay.
"Take My Heart" by Cool in the Gang.
Okay.
That's the song I was trying to sing. I remember going in there, tried out for it, and then I was the teacher's pet. So when I went back in the room, I just started cleaning out my desk. And she said, so how did you do? I said, they didn't pick me. And that was in the third grade too. And so ever since then, I said, I'm going to be behind the mic. I'm going to be behind the scene. Because again, I've been a photographer over 30-something years. So I've always been the guy behind the scenes. So now coming on this radio, doing shows and things like that, hosting shows, that's somewhat new. But normally I was the guy behind the scene.
Yeah.
But hey, that's my third grade story.
Well, we all have to start somewhere, and we all have our own destiny and things with what we got going on. And hey, I'm telling you, this station is the talk.
Oh yeah.
And if it wasn't, I have to be honest, I probably wouldn't be here. Because I've learned that God put you in places that He wants you to be in.
That's true.
And I just thank God for you even inviting me in the team and everything. And when you told me you wanted me to do it, my manager looked at me and said, didn't I tell you it was coming?
It's only a matter of time.
Yeah, didn't I tell you it was coming? I said, you don't know what you're talking about. Man, I keep telling you, God got a time and place for everything.
Amen, brother. I say amen to that once again. Now, I always tell people that Memphis has a rich music heritage. Now, I'm originally from Jackson, Tennessee, so that's kind of where I got my background from, and that's kind of where I want to start this Southern Soul Blues station. So we did mention off air Denise LaSalle, who's the queen of the blues, and her husband, Super Wolf, who started Kicks 96 down in Jackson, Tennessee, back in the 80s. Mm-hmm. Now, you had some experience with them.
Man, I'm telling you, that record, If You Don't Like My Apples, Why You Keep Shaking My Tree, I must be totally honest with you, and Larry Dodson would agree with me. Wolf broke that record up there for me, man.
Really?
Oh, yeah, man. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Wolf broke that record up there. By the time I did meet the Queen and Shirley Brown and all those people that I did meet, Wolf had already broke that record. And then they took the record from there down there to Jackson, Mississippi with Ragman, all them people, and Rip Daniels, and they started smoking. And so Larry and James thought it'd be a good idea to send me across the water. Why I was doing what it was doing. So by the time I came back, I tell all the young artists that's coming up now, they said, only person that will remember me out there with this guy that's probably one of the oldest of this old R&B artists out there, you know him as Lenny Williams. And Lenny had a picture of me, man, when I with Jerry Curl and everything. He said, man, I remember when I met you in Jackson. I said, you got to give me that picture, man. And he sent it to me.
Really?
Oh, man, yeah, man. It was Super Wolf that broke that record, man.
Right.
So, I mean, and that's why when you told me what you told me, I said, wait a minute, I can't remember if Steve Ganaway, because Wolf also broke another guy's record that was on the label with me. His name was Reggie P. He had a record out called Why Me? And he used to be with Larry and them too.
Okay.
So man, Wolf is responsible out of your hometown for breaking a whole lot of.
I believe that. I believe that. I really believe that, because one of the reasons I started promoting shows was because of Wolf, Mr. James Super Wolf. Because back in the day, like I told you, I was a photographer. I used to take pictures. I was a picture vendor at his events he used to have in Jackson. Because I remember he used to have them like every February. And when I thought about that as a businessman myself, I was like, why would he do it every February? Like the first weekend in February or whatever, first weekend of March, he would always do it. And I thought about it. I said, that's the first quarter of the year.
Cool.
And that's when a lot of black people have discretionary income. I'm talking about income tax. So that was a smart business move, So I said, hey, I need to pick up the mantle from this and continue that legacy. So not only did he break records, he definitely influenced my career, because also, to let you know, my father had a limousine service out in Jackson. So I was taking pictures and my father was driving the stars. Now, I remember one thing my daddy said was, every time he picked up Johnny Taylor, took him to a show, there was a KFC right across the street. Not now, but back then, from the Carl Perkins Civic Center. And my father would always say, hey, Johnny Taylor would say, hey, Bobby, go ahead and give me some of them blah, blah, blah chicken wings. He always need to get some of them KFC chicken wings before he went and hit that stage down in Jackson. So definitely, that's why I got a lot of my blues up and ringing, listen to Kicks 96, going to the shows, that he used to have at Carl Perkins Civic Center.
Johnny. Yeah, you mentioned Johnny. It was me, Betty Wright, Johnny Taylor, the Barcades, Birmingham, Alabama, May 2000 I want to say the 26th of May. That was his last show. He died May 31st, Johnny Taylor. That was in 2000. That record was doing Smoking. If you don't like my...
So hell is not...
I'm talking about my record.
Okay,
if you don't like my apples. I was on tour because Larry had me opening everywhere he go with the Barcades. Very smart business move. He took me all around, and then I was doing my thing, and then I was singing background with the Barcades at the time. And you mentioned Johnny, I got that on. Man, I got like today, I got everything documented from on this career, and I got a book coming out spring of next year. It's titled 494. It's from the street that I grew up on out of South Memphis, right across the street from BTW. And I mean, I was from here to your driveway, and I was late every day. Every day, man, because they gave me Mr. BTW status in '86. And boy, I was just a neighborhood superstar, with that thing. And like I said, the career just took off, and the challenges of life, and that's why I tell a lot of these soul artists and R&B artists and things, you have to enjoy what you're doing now.
Agree.
And if you don't, you might not make it. You might not make it, this far like I did, or might not get a second or third or fourth chance. And that's what I'm enjoying, man. Mr. J, I'm telling you, man, I enjoy seeing George, and me and Charles been cool for many years, and running into Frankie and everybody, and they knowing you, Charlie, and everybody, they knowing you who you is, and they just waiting. And a lot of times they be sitting there, be saying, this boy got all this talent. He had to have been through some things. Mm-hmm. And I did, but a lot of things, it's self-destruction, man. And see, that's why I'm glad this is on Sunday. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of people don't tell the truth until Sunday, and I'm telling you, and it was self-destruction, but I counted 100% blessing that God cleaned me up and straightened me up and opened my eyes up so I could tell somebody so they won't have to go through the same thing. That's why around these parts, the Birds and the Courtneys and the Geralds and the Stephanies and the Larrys and all of these other artists that's still doing it around here, I tell them, if you don't enjoy it now, you might not make it, to be at this age with this, So if I can help somebody with that, on my story, they ain't got to do me get the book.
That's right. That's right.
Get the book next year, and they'll see exactly what the fame, legacy, money, and family, what it will do to your career if you don't have your mind right.
Gotta have that mind right now. Well, we get ready to take a couple of commercial breaks right here. We gotta take care of a few bills. But when we come back, I'm gonna let Stacey introduce one of his first songs, and you'll be hearing it right here for the first time on Power 104.1, The Source. All right, and we are back on the Power Station right here in Memphis, Tennessee. Power 104.1, The Source. And I have Mr. Stacey Merino in the Power Studios. He's now getting ready to introduce one of his first songs that really got him out there. Stacey, the mic is yours.
Well, one of the first songs that got me out of it, the very first song that got me SoundScan is called If You Don't Like My Apples, Why You Keep Shaking My Tree, on the Power 104.1, The Source.
Oh, you know what? I got to say this. That's a damn good song, and I think I'm going to look at apples a little bit different now. Now, you got to tell me, how'd you come up with that concept, that premise of that song?
Well, that song was written by a guy by the name of Lieutenant Wilkes.
Okay.
And Larry Dodson. They wrote that song. Also, the guy that wrote Woman to Woman, Henderson Thigpen, he was instrumental in that song too. So when they presented that song, track was done by Israel Williams. He called him Easy Rock. He presented it to me. It was funny to me, if you don't like my apples, why you keep shaking my tree? And then as I got older, you got to remember, I was younger.
Right.
And as I got older, I knew the meaning of it. If you don't like my apples, then why you keep messing with me?
Now I can't remember if we mentioned this or not. So around what time did that, what year?
99.
99, okay.
99. Yeah, that was the first sound. Then after that record came, there's another record came. Then I got with this guy, him, named Gerald Levert.
Oh, yeah.
And I started running with him, opening up shows for him. And when this guy named Steve Ganaway proposed to do an album with him and Sir Charles doing the album on me, Gerald died November 10th, 2006. So they never got that. So I got all that music. And I'm just sitting on, like when I was telling you earlier, I'm sitting on a lot of music, that I just went 1 year and I just went to start getting music from everywhere from when I started as a young guy. Had to go out in California and get the stuff. David William died, so I had to run his wife down, see where I can do this here. And so, but I got all of it.
So are you a writer too?
Yeah.
So you write some of your music?
Oh yeah. The new one that's out that you're going to play today called I Love You is written by me, and I got a super producer by the name of Daryl Cooper. They call him Dada. Dada is doing a lot of people's stuff around the city now. And he worked with people like Larry and Justin Timberlake and people of that nature. So, like I said, man, I'm doing pretty good, and I got something in the works that I told you off the air that I think is going to be real big. I don't know if you know, I did the X Factor in 16. I made it into the top. I made it into the top 20 on that. So I've been out there a long time.
Right.
And a lot of people said, well, we try to get you on Facebook. I want the world to know and the city to know. I have a publicist, and it's about 9 or 10 pages, and people be thinking they be talking to me. Mm-hmm. It don't be me. It be the publicist that been keeping me out there for so many years, mm-hmm. because it'd be next to impossible between me living in Georgia, living up in Tennessee, or living in Vegas. It's impossible for that, you know. Right. I'm still doing anywhere around 40, 60, maybe 52 shows a year, you know. I just, to be honest with you, I don't know why they won't put me on that tour, but Winbush said that I don't know how to act. I don't know how to act. He said, you're going to try to outdress him, you're going to try to you're going to stand on their furniture. And then, you know, but like I told you, Mr. Jones, you know, everything only happens when God says it's going to happen.
That's right. That's right.
You know, I don't care whatever you say. So I'm just waiting on the time. You know, I still got it. I see Charlie and them is getting older. I see Ron is getting older. I see everybody's got their own season, man. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So as long as I'm friends with all of them. OB, Sam, Terry, Sheba, Charles, George, Wes, Marcellus. I'm friends with all of them, and they be like, They all call me
Right.
You know, I didn't graduated.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Are you now?
No, I'm not yet. But you know, I really consider myself as a bridge.
Okay.
And like you said, you know, those younger cats. By my upbringing in Jackson, being around blues and Southern soul, I'm trying to act as a bridge to bridge the older, as they say, or the OGs, mm-hmm. together with the younger generation. Mm-hmm. I know once before I had Breeze here, the one singing, If You're Gonna Love Me, Love Me For Me. I was telling him about one of his songs. I said, you know what, that sounds like that old song by Lattimore. He said something similar. He wasn't familiar with it at that point. I said, Lattimore said he don't drive his Cadillac no more. Mm-hmm. He said he don't wear his suits no more. Mm-hmm. He drive an old pickup truck and wears no overalls. He said, man, I better check that out. So what I'm trying to do here at the Power 104, I am trying to be a bridge between the older and the younger generation.
Okay.
I'm trying to show them that, hey, they've been doing it. So I always say, you know, when somebody asks me, what is Southern Soul? My definition of Southern Soul would be, I said, okay, most all the blues greats have died out. Mm-hmm. So the younger generation is coming in and they're putting more of a R&B swag, I would say, to mm-hmm. it. You know, and that's what I consider Southern Soul. But then you still got people that still sing traditional blues mm-hmm. as well, mm-hmm. you know. With that being said, I like to play all music because, you know, I started the station in June, which is Black Music Month. So I want to celebrate the culture of African Americans that have contributed to America. So I'd be willing to play a little bit of anything, especially mm-hmm. if the artist is from this tri-state mm-hmm. Memphis mm-hmm. area, because I want to support every artist that I can. Can't support every mm-hmm. artist. And so that's the one thing that I come in contact with is that being a promoter first, then a radio owner, you can't play everybody's stuff, but a lot of people may send you material. And I know mm-hmm. everybody probably worked real hard and mm-hmm. put their blood, sweat, and mm-hmm. tears in it. Mm-hmm. Some of it good, but a lot of it is not. So mm-hmm. a lot of it is not going to get played. Mm-hmm. So I think I may put something together how to really get your music played on the radio.
Well, I got something even better. That Winbush and I has done. And I'm talking about over the last 9 years. How about I got a duet with every artist that you play from this area.
Really?
Except Sheba and Terry. I got a new record, August the 1st, coming out with me, Bird, and Courtney. I got Bird and Courtney, Stephanie Bolden, Larry, Big Baby. And Winbush said, man, you know you got... So we're going to put this compilation thing. There's a couple of more artists that I need, the Gerald Richardson, and I'm gonna give you that information so you'll be able to have it.
Okay.
You'll be the first one to have it.
Let's do it.
So you'll be able to say, wait a minute, Stacey with all these him. I got it.
And I know you did a song with a couple of friends of mine that I done put on several shows. I'm talking about Jay Late and LJ Eccles.
Oh man, let me tell you something. That was a fun record. When I called Jay on it, I said, man, because Mr. A, you know Mr. A.
I know him very well.
Mr. A and my daddy was best friend.
Okay.
Me and him, everything. I love him, he loved me. We argue. Like I got something coming up in a few days in the city with my son is having a party. Miss A, you better not miss it. You better do so. Mr. A tells me, I'm the one that first brought LJ Eccles to the city. I said, you're not. I said, you're not. So when I first got the record with me and LJ on, he said, so you and LJ did a record? I said, I told you wasn't the first one. So that record came about, it's life history with women, you know, and I read it by Jay Lake and Jay. I mean, everybody wrote their own verse. Mm-hmm. And Jay said, hey man, she just too much for you. You done got too old now. You just watch it. You know what I mean,
right?
And then then LJ came and said, you know, she got you tipping around and everything, and then you might well just stop. So we put it all together with Dada, and it turned out pretty good. Man. Yeah. It turned out pretty good. She too damn much to handle.
Now, you have mentioned a lot of artists, and I really appreciate it because a lot of them are in this Memphis area, and that's what I love to play because I will take the title of playing more local artists than any other radio station in the city. Now, I always ask artists this question. When you think about Mount Rushmore, I've been to Mount Rushmore. 4 presidents on Mount Rushmore. So I want you to name the 4 artists that are most influential in your career. I'm putting you on the spot. 4.
Bobby Womack, Willie Hutch, Stacey Merino, and everybody else.
Everybody else. I heard that. You know, I always said, if I got that magic lamp, mm-hmm. and he said you're going to have 3 wishes, or 1 wish, that 1 wish would be, I want to have as many wishes as I could think about.
That's why I say everybody else.
That was smart. That was real smart.
Yeah, and everybody else.
But before we get out of this interview, I want you to give everybody your taglines and let them know how they can get in contact with you, follow you, and book you.
Well, you can go on any of those 9 pages of Stacey Merino. I have a publicist by the name of Tyler Burnett, PR, out of Beverly Hills, California, that's been with me for over 5 years. Bob Winbush has been with me for 3 decades. Boss Entertainment Music Group, LLC. I also can be hit at Stacey Merino 1 at yahoo.com. That's Stacey Merino, the number 1 at yahoo.com. 702-209-9121. And if you I'm on everybody's log, booking log. So even if you call Roger Redding, he would know how to get in touch with me, you know. But about the world turning to an internet base, I'm sure if you type in, that's STACEYMERINO, the number 1, or Stacey Merino, period, on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, internet information, it'll come up.
Okay.
You know,
that really works.
I want to before I go, if you don't mind, you see I wear this, I'm a St. Jude patient, 1971. St. Jude has helped my family when I was coming up. I want to send a shout out to a couple of people, if it's okay.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Shedrick Turner with Checkers, Winbush, Bar Winbush, Merino's. A lot of times you be saying that, like those clothes that's not tailored to me, and I have a tailor, Al and Franco, they get it out the book and say, hey, this might look good on you. I want to send a shout out to them and Angie over there, and other people, that's in the city that's been looking out for me, and they know who they are, and Clark Bunny and Tiger Bunny. Those are my sponsors that when you don't hear me or whatever, they keep me out. I'm going to add one more to the list, and his name is Tate Jones, Power 104. You can call me. You ain't got to call Winbush. Said, my number says Stacey, and you ain't got to. If I'm open, they said like those funeral home directors that called me. They said we can call Stacey and he gonna drop the mic. But we ain't got to handle but them green beans.
Hey, you know what? You mentioning that now. There is a video that went live where you was at a funeral. Oh my. Y'all can look that up.
So just call me, man. The station need me for some radio drops. If my house and things, I have stuff set up. So if you need me to do anything, man, I'm serious. Don't hesitate. I'm going worldwide with that because I've been waiting. If I told you I hadn't been waiting, and when I'm traveling or whatever, I've been seeing people. I've been seeing them. Like my manager said, your time coming. Mm-hmm. And when I ran across you the other day, he said, didn't I tell you? I said, you don't know what you're talking about. You know what you're talking about. And you sharp too.
Well, I appreciate it. I had to get sharp for you. I know I'm on sharp on a lot of my internet videos as I'm dancing, but this is actually the first time I dressed up for the Tate Jones show right here on this Sunday afternoon, man, and I really appreciate it. Now again, my name is Tate Jones on the microphone. Can I get you to say that with me, Stacey? Tate Jones on the microphone. Power 104.1, the source, Memphis #1 Southern Soul and R&B station. You just been tuned in to the greatest show in the nation, right here on Power 104.1, the source. And now we get ready to look at a live. Are you get ready to hear a live performance straight out the Power Studio from this man right here? I'm talking about Memphis own, South Memphis own.
In that order.
Stacey Merino. Y'all continue to listen right here. We got more hits coming up. Y'all gonna hear me next Sunday, but on tomorrow, you can hear me 4 to 6 right here on the Power Station.